Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with updates and patch notes for Star Citizen's PTU 3.5.0K. This is still a Wave 1 release, so only Evocati Concierge and subscribers have access at the moment. Cloud Imperium did announce that 3.5 would be available for everyone on the weekend, so they may still publish a live or everyone PTU patch in the next few hours to meet that target. We will have to wait and see, but let's jump into these patch notes. They are, the patch in my opinion is pretty strong for a release candidate, so there's at least that. There are some new features with this PTU. They've added security reinforcement mechanics. AI security pilots in active pursuit of a criminal now broadcast their location, resulting in a steadily increasing density of security that will engage the felon. They've also added the automated gimbals in properly. So automated gimbals are an additional setting for gimbals that allow them to sort of automatically track targets within a cone in the front of the ship. The cone is designated by a dashed circle, which are sort of like separated into two dashed circles, but once they come together and become a single circle, that is still dashed, admittedly, then you have locked on with your gimbals and you can fire, and you've got a very high success rate of hitting. Even when the gimbals aren't fully locked, you can still hit an occasional amount of time. I find that for best results, you sort of like want to try and aim still when you're firing, even if you're not locked, you can still get hits with your standard sort of like manual aiming, but then it will still lock a lot of the time as well. You can cycle your gimbal mode via R, and you'll see which is the auto gimbals, because you'll see those dotted circles around the center of your ship's HUD. Some feature updates as well. They've added some delay to the carousel selection in the DNA system to communicate clicks better. They've updated firing sounds for the Arclight pistol. They've removed training as an option in Star Marine. Further lighting polish has been done for Area 18. They've added quantum travel locations and markups for other city points of interest around ArcCorp. They've updated the city tiles and Area 18's level of details, so it looks better at range and close up, actually. They've disabled ship AI over Area 18 to test performance gains. Numerous bug fixes for missing assets on ship displays have been done. They've updated the female emote animations. They've adjusted Reko's patrol mission text and reward price. They've reduced the number of NPCs inside large and extra large hangars. Ships and vehicle stuff, they've altered values on all ship engines' glows for better visual feedback. They've expanded the angle in which the reticle focus targeting detects the targets. They've updated the Constellation, Starfarer, Vanguard, Cutlass, Reclaimer, Hammerhead, and Retaliator turret HUDs. They've changed the priority of HUD warnings so critical failures show above general warnings. Some bug fixes. Cloverstar Neely's first mission should now correctly give the mission objective. Scoring kills in Star Marine should now register on the leaderboard correctly. Star Map Zoom should once again function correctly. Delivery lockers should now issue items, even if multiple players abandon boxes within them. Repeated Wallace-Clem missions should no longer fail to produce mission objectives. The button for the lift in the Reclaimer should once again function. There should no longer be a severe positional mismatch between the player driving a vehicle and those watching. There should no longer be replace me assets inside of the Retaliator. The Million Mile High Club door at Area 18 should no longer become stuck open. The retrieve button on the ASOP terminals should no longer be able to be used to bypass trading travel times. Stowing smaller items should no longer end up placing them at the player's feet. Scan UIs should no longer get stuck on the screen if activated during quantum travel. The circular progress bar should now properly update when scanning a mineable entity. Hair should no longer poke through helmets. Players should no longer receive service beacon spam when loading into Stanton. Quantum travel markers should no longer appear around Hurston in a giant cluster. Clothing in shop kiosks should now display their manufacturer's logo. They've updated the position of several shopkeepers so they correctly stand at their store counters. Quantum fuel on the star map should now correctly update live while in quantum travel. Players should no longer leave behind a stuck quantum travel marker of themselves when they join a party. You should no longer be able to hear atmospheric flight noises while inside hangars and elevators in Area 18. Accepting Pacheco's mission should now properly populate a player's active mission list. Ground vehicle barriers at Lawville should now function properly. Automated turrets at the underground facility should no longer continue firing after destruction. AI security should no longer spawn inside of Arena Commander matches when a player with a wanted level is present. That is hilarious. Service beacons should now properly broadcast to other players. Player-to-player calls should no longer drop shortly after the train leaves the platform at Lawville. Short orbital spline jumps should no longer occasionally crash the player into the planetary body's surface. The pariah customized character should now load when revisiting the DNA system. Movement should no longer cause the player's HUD and UI to occasionally blur. AI ships should no longer jitter and rubber band. There have been various fixes for various different things. Fixes for client hangs and stalls around Area 18, Cloverstein Neely's dialogue, audio cutting off when there is no mission available. Multiple female clothing materials have been corrected with the correct textures. The incorrect textures on female Odyssey armors have been corrected. FOIP, facial animations not being played on local players unless on your own selfie cam. They also fixed multiple weapons that weren't firing after reloading from an empty magazine. Collision preventing ships interacting inside Astro Armada and shop item interactions at Area 18's Dumpers Depot. 13 client crashes, 6 server crashes, and a server deadlock have been cleaned up, and they've made more performance tweaks at Area 18. There are still some major known issues with the patch. Some aspect ratios still don't work well with certain ships' HUDs. Insurance claims at Lawville are currently not functioning as well, which is obviously a major problem. AI ships still seem to get broken on servers for me. This seems to be based on how long the server has been up, in my experience. I'll have to wait to see if they can fix that. There are now other points of interest around ArcCorp. In reality, these are sort of like just markers with landable buildings in that area, but they are likely going to be used for missions and certainly for players creating gameplay. You can land on some of these buildings. It's pretty cool. Auto gimbals, they are fantastic. Potentially too fantastic. So for joystick users especially, at least it's going to be an option for a lot of joystick users, allowing you to concentrate on flying more than precise aiming. And it does prevent you from precisely aiming at individual components very well, in my opinion. It might require a lot of balance. It seemed very effective when I was just messing around with it. We will delve into it in some detail in the future. I don't have enough experience with it yet, but it looks like it might be mega overpowered. I need to test it for PvP to see if it is. There might be ways that you can just break off from it, or it might not lock on to players properly. But you can do a mixture of the auto gimbals and manual aiming yourself for very good results, in my opinion. Having security forces turn up with various, sometimes quite large ships, if you've been naughty, is pretty fun. Much more GTA 5 in space-like, which is probably reasonably appropriate for Star Citizen at this stage. Give it some action. I am interested to see how this evolves in the short term. Also, does excessive spawning of these ships cause server problems, performance problems? They seem to have been working their way through performance problems by sort of like removing the amount of NPCs in areas, getting rid of NPCs that are supposed to make the planets feel more alive, coming down and landing and that sort of stuff. Hopefully it's just a test and they'll be able to get those back in for the live build, at least to some level. Obviously, I do want performance and sort of like high frame rates, but I also want the balance of having the world feeling quite alive and some cool bits in there. There looks like they are getting some alternatives in regards to like Jump Town and changing what stations buy and sell. So we could see very different trade routes for Ultratoxin and Widow, as well as general hauling and mining lanes in 3.5. Once we have a live build, I will take a look at all the new routes, labs, hidden locations, where to find them, as well as auto gimbals, exactly how they work and what they're good for. I hadn't had any crashes personally in this patch, but I'd only played it for a couple of hours. It looks like a strong release candidate as well for a live or every person PTU. Every month we have a ship giveaway. This month, by popular demand again, it's for an Anvil Carrack. This time sponsored by Forgotten Heralds, a lawful private military company with a history grounded in UEE military service. They are recruiting at the moment and are a good choice for both veteran and new players alike. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that Carrack, though, is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen videos made during this month. Links to more info on Forgotten Heralds and full details of the giveaway down below. If you don't have a gaming PC yet or you are upgrading, instead consider Shadow Cloud Gaming. They allow you to leverage the powers of the internet to stream a high-spec Windows 10 environment to any other PC, Mac, or device like a smartphone or tablet. It is working really well in Star Citizen's 3.4 branch, and be sure to use the code BoredGamer if you do decide to check it out to get a discount. Links below. This channel exists because of its community. If you wish to support the channel further, below there are links to Patreon, Subscribestar, and there's the YouTube channel memberships, literally the join button below this video. VIPs do get some exclusive stuff and early content as a thank you as well. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or just want to say hi, please drop a comment below or poke me on discord.gg/BoredGamer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.